Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. The scene from a few moments ago, this crowd enthusiastically cheering on their Texans as they emerge from the locker room. And we're just about ready for football as the Texans get set to match up with the Chicago Bears. Cody Parkey now ready to get this one started. Two teams more than ready to get this one started. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. And the offensive penalty has us back where we started as they come up on a 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a 1st down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
They keep it with Miller on 1st down. Stop shy of the 45. Showed off a nice little move on the play, though. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. They'll run it here. This is Deontay Foreman. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
Come back.
From the gun, here's Watson. Forced out to his left. Man open, that's Kiki QT complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. And they're able to convert on 3rd with a solid gain of 23. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Richmond.
On 1st down, Watson. Got an open man, it's QT. And they move this all the way down to the 9. A good pickup there, 26 yards. QT, Charles, he didn't make his debut this year until week 4. Busted out with 11 catches in that win over Indianapolis. And now you got Will Fuller done for the year with a knee injury. He's a big part of this offense.
He certainly is, because he's quickly going to have to become one of those go-to guys for Deshaun Watson. And a guy that he can get the ball to pretty fast, because Will Fuller provided a lot of speed and flash and could work inside and outside. QT's going to work out of the slot mainly. Get it to him and let him go.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. They'll give it to him up the middle. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this four-down territory? Might he go for it?
Come back. Tiger. Richmond.
Now Watson on 3rd and goal. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked.
So the next time we leave one of those coaches' meetings and we're walking out in the hall and you're like, how come we spend so much time talking about special teams?
Here you go. This is why.
This is why, right? And then look, I'm right there with you. We hear it every time we meet with coaches, but it is a big part of it. And look at how early in the game this occurs. They block a kick, and not only does it set a tone, it sends a message for the rest of the game.
Yeah, so much for our first points of the game. Our first carry now for Jordan Howard. And they'll get him down here at the 23. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, he rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off around the 37, and he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. The Houston Texans, Charles, they had that 0-3 start, and then they got hot. And I don't know, maybe it's because of that slow start. Is that why we're not hearing as much about them as a contender this year?
I think that is a huge part of it. In addition, Kansas City's been so exciting and winning a lot of games. New England is New England, and they play high-profile games and win them. The Chargers, they've been on the scene a little bit because Philip Rivers is so recognizable. And, of course, Pittsburgh now getting back in form. So you're right. When they were 0-3, they were pretty much buried. But remember what their quarterback, Deshaun Watson, said at that time. We're going to get this thing right. Don't jump on the bandwagon then. Jump on it now because we're going to be pretty darn good. And he was so correct.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And that will be incomplete as well. Getting a hand in there and knocking it away, Eddie Jackson.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So this time the protection holds up for him just fine, and he's able to bang it through.
I think their special teams coach got the point across. He gave him a pretty good earful after the block earlier, and this time there's no penetration, so they're able to pick up 3.
And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their own 26. They go with Howard to begin the drive. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
18.
Now Trubisky to throw on 2nd. And the hook up here to Allen Robinson. And he takes it all the way down to the 32. Trubisky hitting Robinson for a big one, 43 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Lock in. Gotta go.
Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Let's go. 180.
This is Howard on second down. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They get 9 yards back on the run there, and they're left with a much more makeable 3rd and 2.
Lock in.
They'll try to run for it with Howard. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. A good run by Jordan Howard, and now another 1st and 10.
Lock in.
On first down, they run with Howard. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Now they'll run it with Cohen. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. On 3rd down, it's Cohen. And now running right through it. Oh, now, and he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. A great play there. Taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Bears are in for 6. Parkey with the extra point. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Here's Parkey now set to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Here's Watson now on second down. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one goes for 24 yards.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
Watson hands to Miller on the draw. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and that's going to bring up a third down.
Richmond. Tiger.
Now Watson. Throw left side, completes a QT. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. We're back to Houston after this timeout. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Come back, come back. Tiger.
On 1st and 10, Watson. Over the middle, that's caught by QT. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A good pick up there of 20 yards. A 1st down carry now for Miller. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
On 2nd down, here's Miller. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
Khalil Mack's starting to get a really big-time reputation as a pass rusher, and rightly so. So explosive off the edge getting to the quarterback. But he doesn't neglect his run duties as well. How about that tackle right there? Such a package he has, able to play the run and the pass so well.
Flush to his right. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let him get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
18.
On 2nd down, here's Trubisky. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Now Trubisky to throw. And Robinson with a big catch. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half.
18.
On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky looking for White on the deep ball. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Andre Howe. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10.
Come back.
After the interception, here's Watson. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Black 22.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. So we reach halftime with the visiting Bears out on top here as we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show him one thing, hit him with something else.
They go with Howard again. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Now Cohen. Now a loose football. The ball comes out. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line.
Well, Brandon, so much for halftime adjustments. They still can't get anything going on the ground. It may be time to loosen things up and start flinging it around a little bit.
Hey, 18.
Now they'll throw it with Trubisky. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And he'll be wrapped up around the waist and pushed down. DJ Reader with a big-time sack on 3rd down. And it'll be a loss of 7. Trubisky and the troops staying out there. They will go for it. Fourth down. Here's Trubisky. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. The Bears tried it on 4th down, unable to convert. And this Texans defense stands tall. Charles, I want to go in a different direction for a second, talk about Le'Veon Bell, because the November 13th report date has come and gone. He's still not with the Steelers. Now, the good news, though, Le'Veon Bell not there, but James Conner has been good in his stead.
He certainly has, and we have to think now that maybe we won't see Le'Veon Bell in a Pittsburgh Steelers uniform, ever again. And that's for another day. He's not there. You just hit it, though. James Conner, this Pittsburgh team has really elevated its game around James Conner, playing awfully well. He's playing well. And I think there's a certain sense when you watch them that they all want to prove something to Le'Veon Bell, that they can play well without him. And so far, it's working.
James Conner, he's an easy guy to root for. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Reset.
Again, it's Miller. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. They'll try to run for it with Miller. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. This one through. And they jump back in front here. It's 9-7. All 9 points for them coming via the field goal, and this last one puts them out in front.
All the field goals are great, but you know I'm going to get pessimistic here, right? Because you got to score touchdowns to win games in the NFL. I just wonder if all these field goals, great now, or if they'll come back and haunt them later on.
And now the Bears coming out as they get ready. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Trubisky with the give to Howard. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. The tackle that time by Zach Cunningham.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Back now here on EA Sports. It's been a good one so far, just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive, not much sense. This is Cohen. And he'll go down at the 28. It's a pickup of 4, but they're still a yard short here with 4th down, 4th coming. Have to kick this field goal, don't you?
No question about it. Look at the clock. Look at the situation. Kick the field goal.
And Parkey's kick is good. And they take the lead here by a point, 10-9. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Come back.
Now it's Watson. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. The wise move there, looked like nobody open, now 2nd down.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
Tiger. Come back.
Throwing again is Watson. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Eddie Goldman continuing to fight downfield. The big tackle gets him for a loss of 11. Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal?
Come back. Richmond.
Here's Watson. And this is going to be incomplete. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll start things on first with Torrey Cohen. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
On second down, Trubisky. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Different pass rushes are designed for different things. Sometimes you want to keep the quarterback in the pocket. Sometimes you want him to flush. I don't know exactly how this one was designed, but they made sure they moved him to his right. He got out of the pocket. Unfortunately for him, he was hit as he tried to throw the ball, and that resulted in an incompletion.
Throwing here, Trubisky. Finding Gabriel, complete. 23 yards on the play. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on third down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
A give to Howard. Oh, he bowls over it. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
And that's the type of run that they're looking for, because they'll need to continue to rely on him to move the sticks in this tight game in order to preserve this lead.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A great effort there. His second touchdown of the night. And the Bears will add on to their lead. Parkey adds the extra point, and that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a two-point conversion to tie it. Here's Parkey now, set to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. It was the linebacker Leonard Floyd on the stop. And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. The bottom line is he Takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
The Texans on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 7.
Come back, come back. Tiger.
To throw is Watson. He finds his target, Fuller. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this.
Come back, come back. Come back, come back.
He'll look to throw. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Partner, you got to like what they're doing right there. Little by little, they're getting closer. Another good pickup.
Back to throw. He finds Hopkins complete. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point, you have to have a splash play in there as well.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9.
Tiger. Richmond.
They'll look to throw. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Leonard Floyd. The 30. Past the 20. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them into the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So the last one didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position and not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
He's going to find his running back. It's complete. He got 29 yards that time. First down now, but that clock rolling.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're talking about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Throw left side complete. It's Fuller. And a stoppage here, a timeout before this third down play takes place. As they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Come back.
Again, it's Watson. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And they are going to
I like when birds come in. Sounds like I see seats in there. I'm on your turf again. This, that, you from the back of the. I got a girl, Brad. She go to battle. LAD low.